Thank you
today.
so much.
So thank you for coming down. Varun is a good friend of mine, and we've been knowing each other for quite a long time. And I am into innovation consulting, so we talk about strategy development and innovation and how to bring businesses better, how to develop businesses better. So I thought, why not start up a session wherein we are actually inviting these creative businesses and talking to them, like what how innovation is in action and how things are unfolding at their end, step by step. So yeah, Varun, I would request you to first talk about your company and give us a little brief of exactly what is Studio Unbuild about and what is your contribution in the business and how does it work together.
Brief introduction. I'm glad that you have invited us for this small talk and we can share our views on it. So, Studio Unbuild is basically a boutique design studio, and we provide end-to-end design solutions. Maybe like architectural design, interior design, graphic design, urban design, or like even any other spectrum which involves any kind of designing. And it was established by my partner, my co-founder Nishant Mehta, and uh, and myself in 2019 in Bombay. And presently, we are doing a wide spectrum of projects all over the India, and it's just not architecture, but like a wide spectrum of design consultancies.
So when you talk about wide ranges of design, can you just brief a little more in detail about what do you mean by these wide ranges of design?
Basically, so when we started at Design Studio, we had this philosophy that it's not gonna be just uh, architecture which is independent of everything, but we wanted to make architecture as a key consultancy service, which involves a lot of other design consultancies like graphic design or maybe working with the locals or working with the consultants, working with the suppliers, working with entrepreneurs. So it's an end-to-end design solution which has various spectrums of design involved in it in this way.
So it's not just an architectural company. So it involves a lot of series of other services as
Actually,
well.
thing is that me and my partner, like Nishant and I, come from backgrounds that we have worked at various platforms before we started the studio. So like he's an urban designer who who studied in Bombay and then did his post graduation from New York. By the time he worked in different firms in India, practicing different scale of work. And I, as an individual, since I joined architecture, I was always interested in traveling all across the country and all across the world and learn the local techniques of architecture. So after working at various platforms, like I have worked in Bangalore, I have worked in Auroville, Delhi, Bombay, and then both of us, like collaborated to make a design studio, which just don't focus on one element, but focus on a variety of elements together and give a design consultancy.
So I think, can you tell me what actually builds in the spirit or the what charges are, what is the value that your company carries, and what is the ideology behind Studio Unbuild?
So basically, the value, as the name only suggests, that it's studio unbuilt. So as you know, like to learn something, you have to unlearn. Same way to build something, you have to unbuild. So we at Studio Unbuilt, we focus a lot on our process. So the process becomes the main driving factor, or which dictates our design. And so the whole process is very humanitarian. The approach is very much local, and so along with the build spaces, like when it comes to construction, because like we are the people who are supposed to be responsible enough for the construction industry as well. So when it comes to construction or designing spaces, the focus on the build or the usable spaces is equivalent to the focus on unbuilt, because the open spaces or the unbuilt spaces, because that's what give an emphasis on the build.
You mean to
So
say the space has a lot of value when it comes to designing?
yeah.
So
So,
okay.
like for example, there is a house and there is a property. If you just make the house without leaving any space, which is, like through which the house interacts with the nature or opens outside, the house is just going to be a box. So the whole philosophy is that how architecture like responds to the context, climate, and culture is the philosophy we guys work with, including the local and humanitarian approach to design.
So how do you inculcate? What happens when you go, like, when you start the design process? What exactly, what is the thought process that goes into picture when you take a project on board?
Mhm.
And what is that you first think of, and how do you take it forward step by step?
Okay, so like one of the very dearest project to us is the school for specially able we are doing in Palanpur. So it's a school which like it's funded by a trust, and Palanpur is like a small town. It's not a village, but it's like a small town in North Gujarat, where like the most established diamond merchants of the country today came out from. And the most beautiful thing about this project was that it's a school which is to be experienced, and the end customers of the school are students who are like very specially abled in some or the other way, like someone is cannot see the world through the normal eyes, or someone is like can't speak, or someone can't hear, some are physically or mentally challenged, or so it's a very like when we went there and we started understanding the project,
Hmm.
so like we consider each and every project to further our investigation into the philosophy we want to build. There is no set or like a tangent philosophy we have, but we try to see that every project brings us an opportunity to make our philosophy more stronger. So when this project started, like the team went to this city, this town, and we like started understanding what the clientele is, and like how these students actually study in their school which is presently there, and we are redoing a building for them. We went to see the urban fabric of the city because it's a very old town, so it has got a lot of layers of culture, a lot of layer of context. And then since it comes in North Gujarat, so it's very important to consider the climate also over there, because it's a very deserted kind of area.
Kind.
Considering all these techniques, we made a design principle which was show to our trustees, and these trustees then made us interact with the locals of that school. So we actually went and studied our drawings and designs what we made with the those students, and we got their opinions. We came back, we inculcated those opinions. We went there to study the local material, the contextual artwork, the masons, and the process was very fun for us. Like I don't know like how much justice we could do to this requirement, because it is not a very easy project, because the clientele is very special in its own way. So but we really enjoyed the process, and it was really fun to have it.
So I saw that, like, when you were describing about this project of yours, there was a lot of empathy that went into play when it comes to
Yeah.
designing this entire project. That's really amazing, Varun. And I think for any organization, team is a very key element. The right people on the right job. So I would want you to like describe a little bit about your team members, your partner. You mentioned Nishant.
Yeah. So basically, our team, we work as a small design team studio in Bombay, and the driving factor behind this design team is obviously my partner, who has been the most inspiring person to me. And so we two of us, and we have a team of architects, interior designer, then junior architects, senior architects, some interns. But there is literally no hierarchy. Like an intern in the office is equally, what do you say, has a say on the design as I have.
Okay.
But at some point, we need to tone down and come to a conclusion where Nishant and I play a very important role, and we guide everyone, we mentor everyone through the process. But there is a full freedom to practice your own design philosophy in our studio, and we just streamline them so that our experience work out in some way in order to benefit the project.
Brilliant. So, what is the source of your motivation? Like, what motivates you every day to go out and design and create
Uh,
stuff? And also,
Motivation.
and also about the brand, like, how did it start? Like, what is the story behind Studio Unbuilt?
It was really fun. So the story behind Studio Unbuilt was that Nishant and I met at our old office. We were working together at Samira Rathod's office, and she has been like a very inspirational character in both of our lives. So when we were working at her place, and like after we were done practicing architecture, like working at her place, like I worked for more than 3 years at Samira Rathod. Nishant also worked for quite a time. And after that, one day where I was living in that building only, there was a Ganpati celebration happening. Okay. And
Okay.
when I went for the Ganpati celebration, one of my friends' father, so he was like, I have a farmhouse, but I'm really not happy with the architect who is doing it. So why don't you do it? And that's when Nishant had also come over there, and I was like, Nishant, there's this uncle who wants to do something for his farmhouse. Let's go and talk to him. And without any planning, like two of us went and approached him and showed our interest, and he showed faith on us. And we started working on it. There was literally no company which was signed between us, and there was no much plannings which were there. But with working together, we found our philosophies and faith matching at some level, and we thought that we can take this ahead. And with this one project, it got opportunity for us to do so many projects together, even before we were established as a company. And then like that's when we decided that okay, we can't keep working remotely or in our homes, or we meet on weekends in the cafes. We need to do stuff together.
Yeah,
And
yeah, absolutely. So, like, what is the entire thought process behind building, like, so everyday motivation when we talk about what
yeah,
is,
everyday motivation. Basically, like every day you see there are hundred of design studios which are getting formed every day all over the world, all over the country. But we always had this approach that we're gonna have a very humanitarian approach towards architecture.
hmm,
We're gonna make an architecture which is, like economically feasible, environmentally sustainable,
yeah,
and socially desirable, because sustainability is not just one factor which everyone boasts about, that okay, someone is achieving very much environmentally but is losing on the social context, or someone is using very much ecologically but losing on the economical context. So we, as when we do our process, we focus a lot on local.
yeah,
So when you actually work with local, so it starts with environment. First of all, your carbon footprint becomes very less.
hmm,
Then, so environmentally, you become desirable, sustainable. Then, when it comes to economics, it becomes in a way that you give, you are able to save a lot, because when you are able to work within the local precinct of something, so you generate like the job opportunities for that area itself where your project is happening, and for you. And the third, which is social, so this plays a very important role, because the people who are going to be using the building, people who are going to be interacting the building, are supposed to be well versed when the building is getting built, because that brings that, like that sense of ownership
yeah.
towards the architecture you use. So that's the main philosophy, that's the main motivation which drives us, that we're going to use very local but yet be very modern and contemporary our own ways.
Brilliant. So, what is like a one suggestion that you want to give to the all the designers of all the experiences
uh,
that you had till date?
we really we really don't want to sound preachy on this, because we ourselves are in the like steps, we are ourselves following steps of establishing ourselves a design philosophy. But yet, what we feel is a sensitivity towards whatever you are doing is very important. Like even a line, for example, how sensitive a doctor is towards his patient, and same sensitivity we should also have as architects, as designers, because we guys have a big responsibility on our head to address the lifestyle of people around us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what is like an everyday struggle for you? Like, while running
Everyday
the company?
struggle.
Yeah.
Actually, the biggest struggle with us are that both of us, like me and my partner, and also our team, we are very creative and innovative people, and the business aspect like really goes for a toss at times. Like the cash flow in a studio practice, which is small, is sometimes a little bit of hindrance. But we, having said that, we try to see these things as not challenges, but as virtues to benefit us, and like make our process go more economical. We don't adjust on our process quality, but we every day we try to like invent ways through which we are able to manage this quality along with the economics we have. At the same time, we don't have a very strong what do you say hierarchical arrangement
Okay.
or very systematic approach towards the working of the studio, which means that like not people are assigned that okay, I have to do only marketing and you have to do only the PR work and I have to do the accounts. Basically, like everyone does everything. So having said that, it brings the overall development of arts, but it also like the workload sometimes becomes too much. So these
Yeah.
are like small challenges, but we enjoy it. Like it's a fun thing and we are learning, and as long as we are learning, we are enjoying.
I think that is more important, like, enjoying for whatever you do. That is the most important takeaway at the end of the day. That whatever you
Yeah.
did today was the most interesting thing that you could imagine. Also, one more thing, like, I want to know what is like your target market like. So, if you want to ideal have an ideal customer, who is
Mhm.
your ideal customer as of now?
Yeah. Um, Target markets. So, in present situations, what we see is that there has been a lot of, like people are giving a lot of importance on social distancing while designing their new offices or new houses or something like that. So we have, like, since this lockdown started, we have been talking to a lot of commercial interiors and also to a lot of institutional buildings where we are helping them to maintain this social distancing through architecture, physical social distancing. So we are trying to like this is our present approach, but we are open to every kind of clientele. Like we have been doing works in which like one small furniture piece from the client has given us opportunity to do projects up to even urban design scale.
Amazing.
So there is not anything that we are specifically targeting about, but in the present situations, I feel that any place which allows social distancing and they needs an involvement of architect to help them in doing that, we are more than happy to address those clients. Also, when you were talking about like the everyday difficulties, so in the present situations, the physical distancing has been like a very big issue for us because we are a design practice who work very rigorously in our office. So like every time discussions, this, that, blah, blah. But because of these lockdowns and quarantine, we were like really a little helpless in the start. But then we thought of this time to use this as an opportunity to do our social presence. So we ourselves, like fulfilling all the design consultancies we do, we designed our own website,
Oh,
and like you all can check our website. It's studio www.studiounbuild.com.
I think
So
I'll
we
tell.
ourselves have designed everything.
That's brilliant. So please, I would request everybody to go out and check www.studiounbuild.com. Am I right?
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. And please do visit their website. Also, I want you to disclose a little bit about your ongoing projects.
Okay. So, okay, so what happened that when we started our practice, so we a very huge builder development like commercials, Adani Realty approached us, and we were supposed to design a very high-end spa for them in Ahmedabad in their in their clubhouse. And that's when like it was like a really big challenge for us in those terms because we were tested at every end, being like a fresh design studio, and we worked like literally like day and night to fulfill their expectations. And we tried proving ourselves and every time, and like with the grace of everyone, with the blessings and wishes from everyone, we were like really able to prove ourselves through the process. And we really went along through that process of fetching the project. And so this is like one of the very interesting projects we are doing in Ahmedabad. It's a very high-end spa commercial interior project, and there are a lot of like massage rooms, and we are using nature as one of the most deriving factors for designing this spa. Then, as I said, this school for specially abled in Palanpur,
Yeah.
the one I talked about. So this school has it's like a huge school with 30,000 square feet of construction, and we are trying to use a lot of local construction techniques and a very economical structure because it belongs to the trust. Yet, like giving them a very international style of architecture.
Very nice.
At the same time, we are doing this very interesting house in Yamuna Nagar. And Yamuna Nagar is actually a town which is very near to Chandigarh. And Chandigarh as being, like the first modernist city designed by the Le Corbusier. So we tried drawing our inspiration from that city. And so this, like that's how it goes. That one project, it came to us from a very like an amazing client who has a vineyard industry in Yamunanagar to design his house, and they were so like we were so blessed to have them, and they were so satisfied with our work that this project opened us an opportunity for us to do various projects. Like right now, for the same clientele, we are doing their housing project. So they have like almost 300 laborers working in their factory, and they had this philosophy that let's give them a house to let's give a housing facility to the laborers. So we design hostels for them. We design their labor quarters for the managerial level staff. At the same time, these people were doing their exhibition in Bangalore, an international level exhibition design in Bangalore, and then they again approached us to come and design the exhibition, which
Very nice.
we did, and we really had fun. So, and like for at the same way, like we were doing a small pedestal for another a client, and that client again was so satisfied with just a furniture piece we designed that they gave us a restaurant interiors, they gave us a hangout space, they gave us a marriage hall, they gave us a crematorium to do. So, like, what we have realized is that everything which comes to you show an equal and like an amazing passion or enthusiasm, whether it's a small project, whether it's a large project.
I think it's a great. So you said as a designer, you should be more passionate about the design and not about the project. That is.
Yeah, because we work through a scale of projects. Like, like we do furnitures also, we do graphics also for the same thing. We do architecture, interior, urban design, institutions, residences, and literally like we don't have any different approach for any different project. Like a furniture is given an equal importance in the office as much as a huge institutional building is being given. So that's the approach we try and work with.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell me, Varun, what is your perspective about creativity and innovation as a trigger for growth?
Yeah, this is the main philosophy of our studio. So I think this question for a design studio is it's the main philosophy only. So
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. So, how do you carry it forward? Like, when it comes to innovation as a subject. So, why I
okay.
came up with this particular, I wanted to ask
So
you this question is because you have a project which is going on, which is about active roofs.
yeah, it's in
Can
the
can
Yamuna
can
Nagar
you talk
house.
about that? Yeah. So what it is?
So
It sounds quite interesting, actually.
so the House of Active Roofs is actually a very great project in the way because like the clients actually love nature very much. So when they
Yeah.
came to us, the brief was that we want a house which is nestled around the landscape. So our whole philosophy was when we went to Chandigarh and like when we saw the landscapes of Punjab, what we realized that there's a very beautiful philosophy. What they use is that they uses their roofs very actively. तो पंजाब में वो बोलते हैं ना
Oh,
छतें टापना,
ah,
like they
yeah.
travel from one terrace to another. So what the whole philosophy and combining the philosophy of obviously the Le Corbusier from
Yeah.
where we derived our inspiration for this house of Chandigarh.
Yeah.
So we like build the two philosophies together, and what we realize is that the land we are using for construction has to be given back to nature in terms of the terrace.
Yeah.
So the main philosophy which drew along the way was that we really wanted to activate our terraces with water bodies, with gardens, with barbecue areas, with various more spaces with the residents can use over the time and enjoy their living over there.
Brilliant, brilliant. Sounds really interesting.
Moreover, they even like they focus a lot that you use a very scientific approach towards architecture in which you take inspiration, where the architecture is actually derived from the nature, which includes like the sun, air, wind, water, the elements of nature basically. So like using the five elements for the sixth element, which is the human consciousness, was the main philosophy behind designing this.
So, what is your vision of growth? Like, where do you see Studio and Build?
Uh, So this again comes up with, like again our approach because we are very contextual in our working. And with, like within a very short span of time, we have been able to work, like even before we started our practices, Nishant and I have been worked very vividly in various parts of the country and even some parts internationally. Like I have worked in a project, a design project, which was like a competition project in Lithuania. Nishant has worked in New York doing various projects in America. And I have actually worked all over the India from north to south, east to west. So the whole approach is that we want to carry this contextual and local approach, but like the distance is not at all an issue for us. So like we want to do as many projects as possible in various parts of the country or various parts of the world using our philosophy of local and humanitarian design. At the same time, we also want to keep our team very small, intact, and concentrated in a way of the philosophies because we believe in having one such.
So that means, like, see, every organization needs a good team on board, a good collaboration on board.
Yeah.
So, what kind of collaboration that you're looking at in terms of helping you grow as an organization?
We are open for any kind of collaborations actually because like our design consultancy is really not limited anywhere. So like as the collaboration is going right now where you're helping me in structuring my business and like I have been like we have been conversation with you since last like 6 7 months and you have been helping us all through that how can we as designer where we focus so less on the business perspective can even approach towards a very sustainable business diagram. At the same way, like we are open for all kind of collaborations with various architects, with local artists. We are open to collaboration with the carpenters or skilled masons or laborers. And we are even open to collaborators with various designers from various fields. We are open to collaborators with website designers, graphic designers, or architects, even various consultancies like like because we use a lot of consultancies like electrical, plumbing, MEP,
Yeah.
HVAC. So any kind of thing which involves any kind of design consultancy in it, we are open for any such collaboration. Like we
Great.
really think collaboration is a great way of expanding.
So, you as an organization, what is like your offering to the public? Like, what would you like to offer on board? Is there something that kind of a program that you're running at the back end,
Mhm.
wherein you would want to call people on board, share your skills?
So basically, we can off what we can offer right now is that what we were thinking is that few offices or few commercial interiors who approach us
Mhm.
and like we are ready to do few of the like the consultancies we give to them as maintaining the social distancing which is the need of the time
Yeah.
as as a consultancy what we can offer any kind of design consultancies to people, rather it be like for example if someone comes to us to design a restaurant, so he literally does not have to go anywhere else. We will do his restaurant design, we will do his menu design, we will
Oh,
do his graphic design. So it's an end-to-end design practice. So we are ready to offer anything which we can, and we have got amazing friends who have been supporting us over the design industry. And we really encourage because they come from very trustable backgrounds. So we really encourage that our clients come and like even meet them if we are not able to satisfy their requirements at some level.
Okay.
because we are like design practicing, but a lot of technical stuff also comes along with design. So
Ah,
we are, like we have bank of our consultants, our MEP consultant, our electrical consultant, our HVAC consultant, or our carpenters or our civil masons, and they're like really skilled people. So we offer like even turnkey projects if required by the client.
fair enough. So it was great talking to you, Varun. I think we went past the threshold also.
Oh, did we? Oh yeah, 7 minutes we have passed.
Yeah, we assumed that the conversation will go on for 30 minutes, but I think it went way ahead that, and I think it was
I
a
didn't
very
even realize it's so much fun to talk to you always.
so it's so interesting to talk to you. Also, you have so much to give, so many stories that you and your organization are building up right now. So many ideas that are getting curated at your end. Of course, we were in talks and we did quite a few sessions also together. And thank you for coming down over here. And thank
Yeah.
you for all the listeners, all our viewers who are currently still here and looking at us and hearing us very patiently. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please, I would request you to follow Studio Unbuild and look at their website. If there is anything that you can, recommend to Studio Unbuild, wherein you can go down and collaborate, or you can probably go out and offer a project wherein you would want to come down and ask them to do a project with them, you can definitely reach out to them. And of course, I would request all the listeners to stay put. I am going to come up with a lot of these sessions soon. So I'm going to get a lot of creative businesses on board. Thank you, Varun, for being here.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoyed the session.
Yeah, I did enjoy, but also I would like to tell everyone that behind the whole force of Studio Unbuilt is the team, which is Nishant, Riya, Adesh, Ther, Devanshi, and also people who work very remotely from their home and help us in achieving our targets. At the same time, I would also like to thank Richa for such an amazing opportunity and has always been motivating us and has always been guiding us through establishing our business. So, guys, like Richa really organizes really good workshops and consultancies. So, please do call her for any kind of business consultancy you need to like structure your business or do a very great design thinking in order to achieve something innovative for your business. So,
Thank
thank you so much, Richa.
Thank you so much, Varun. Thank you so much. I'm requesting all the followers here to follow me and follow Varun Studio Unbuilt and Idea Enrich so that we can bring more stories to you, we can bring more ideas to you and stay connected. Thank you so much. It was
Thank you
nice
so much.
talking.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.